Hello out there, everybody. Manny here at Area 503. And I hope you all have been well since our last video.
Today I've got some peculiar UFO sightings to share with you guys. The first piece of footage was shot by somebody who was out trying to shoot the moon. They spotted this odd UFO and shot some footage of it instead. That's interesting. It doesn't look like an airplane from this angle. Maybe it's a bunch of balloons reflecting sunlight. I don't know. Could be anything. It's going to be hard to make any good guesses until we can get a better look at this thing. Computer?
Yes, Manny.
Track the UFO in the clip from 28 to 52 seconds, enlarge, enhance, and stabilize the region. Then display. God, what is that? It seems to have an almost pyramid shape. Yeah, definitely some kind of pyramid or triangle. And it looks like it's highly reflective as well. Is this some kind of reflective kite? Or maybe a clump of balloons? But I really don't think it's balloons because it's holding its shape so well. That really does look like one single object to me. So I'm leaning towards it being some kind of kite. Maybe. I don't really know, but it's damn strange, and I wanted to show it to you guys and see what you think. Oh, you know, one last thing did occur to me. This might be some kind of reflective umbrella, like the ones used in photography. It's possible something like this caught the wind and took off. And of course, it's always possible that this could be some form of an alien craft or a strange test plane, but there's really no evidence of either. We just can't rule those options out. Anyhow, what do you guys think that is? Let me know in the comments section below, and we will move along to our next sighting, which took place outside New York back in August. A witness was filming this storm when they caught something that was moving fast. Whoa, check that out. Let's try to get a better look at it. Computer. Here, we can definitely get a better look at this thing, but it doesn't stick around for long. It almost looks like this UFO punches down through the clouds and leaves a trail behind it. Gosh, that's pretty weird. Let's slow it down and see if we can get a better look. Here at 1/3 speed, we can finally get a real good look at this thing, and you can clearly see the trail behind the UFO. Does that mean that it's a large object passing through the clouds? Possibly. I'd also like to point out that this UFO seems to appear out of nowhere as well. That also seems to suggest that it's coming out of the clouds. So maybe it's a small meteorite coming down. That would fit all the evidence. I mean, this thing comes straight down like a meteorite, so that's totally possible. But another possibility is that this is an extremely small object, like a bug or a moth. I mean, it could have been a little foggy, and a moth or a bug might have left a trail like that, but its trajectory seems too perfect to me. That makes me lean more in the meteorite direction. What do you guys think? Strange things in the skies over New York, and it keeps getting stranger because our next sighting was also over New York. Check this out. That is one fast-moving, bright UFO. You can totally understand why the witness thought it was odd and decided to record it. But right away, I have to tell you guys that I've seen something like this before. Computer, pull up the archive footage of the ISS, clip 47 Bravo, and display next to the UFO footage. Looking at the two clips side by side, I'm fairly certain that this was the International Space Station. What do you guys think? Computer, extract the geotagged date, time, and location of the sighting from the footage and cross-reference it with the known location of the International Space Station. Uh-huh. So the ISS was indeed over New York at the time. Well, there you go. I guess that solves it. But we aren't done with sightings from New York just yet. Our next sighting was also over the East Coast. Check this out.
No, this is weird. This is not normal at all. Then they're gonna lie to you. They all get under, it's like a... Oh my gosh, this is so terrible. I can't... That is just weird. No, this is very weird. Up in the sky. Look, guys. Look.
That is peculiar for sure. Is it one large craft or several smaller ones? Is it even a craft? My initial reaction is that this might be a group of parachute flares slowly descending. But normally, those flares tend to drift apart slowly. This object seems to be holding its form. The shape of these light formations really do remind me of a large plane with a bright central nose light, but normally you wouldn't see so many other lights. Maybe those are the landing lights plus some additional fog lights on the plane. It does appear to be a little foggy at the time of the footage, so I'm leaning towards that being the case here. But again, it's just so bizarre that I wanted to show it to you guys and see what you think. Do you think it's an airplane, or is it some kind of off-world craft? What do y'all think? Let me know in the comments section down below, and we'll move right along to our next sighting. This sighting took place recently over Massachusetts. Check that guy out. At first it appears stationary, but then it looks like this thing begins to move away quickly and changes direction. Whoa, what's that? I don't think it's an aircraft. I mean, it could be, but I just don't think so. It's more likely that it's a large military drone that's pretty far away. Or maybe it's a small commercial drone that's nearby. Could be either one of those two things. Whatever it is, it's moving at a rapid speed, and it looks like it's moving towards a destination. I don't know guys, but I'm leaning towards it being some kind of man-made craft, a drone of some kind. What do you all think? Let me know in the comment section below, and we will move along to our last sighting. This one took place over Salt Lake City, Utah in November. Check that out.
Yeah, where did it go?
The witness spotted this black triangle-shaped object. It was hovering slightly over his house. Look at the way that that thing is moving. Back and forth, back and forth. So weird. Is it a clump of balloons twisting and turning over itself in the wind? That's truly what it reminds me of. I mean, it obviously isn't any form of known aircraft or a drone, and it's certainly not a satellite or a planet. It's not the ISS, it's not a Google balloon. I mean, it definitely could be another kite or clump of balloons, but I'm not really sure about that, guys. What do you think about this sighting? What do you think about all of these sightings? Let me know in the comments section down below. Let's get some people looking at these things and talking about them, and maybe we can figure out what they are together.
As always, this has been Manny at Area 503. And I wish you all the best until we meet again. And I am out of here to continue my search for universal truth.